To make it easier to make knitted wire designs, you can use the Artistic Wire knitter tools. There is an Artistic Wire knitter tool with 6 prongs and one with 4 prongs. And today I'm going to demonstrate with the 4-prong version. I like to use 28 gauge wire to do my wire knitting, but you can also use 26 gauge, 24 gauge, or even thinner wire like 30 or 32 gauge. To get started, take your wire and thread it down through the middle of the Artistic Wire knitter tool and out the other side. You're going to pull out about 4 inches and hold it in place with your thumb. I like to think about the prongs like the face of a clock at 12, 3, 6, and 9 o'clock. Start by wrapping your wire counterclockwise around at 12 o'clock and bring it down to 3 o'clock and wrap it counterclockwise. It helps to rotate the tool as you are wrapping rather than trying to wrap the wire around each of the pegs. Once you've gone around one full time, go ahead and wrap one more time so you have 2 wraps on the pegs. When you reach the last peg, you'll see you have 2 wraps around each of the pegs. To do your knitting, you can either use the wire crochet tool, or I like to use a beading awl. You'll start at the peg that is to the left of the last peg that you wrapped. And what you do is you take your beading awl, pull the bottom wire out so that your awl is flush with the tool. Then pull that loop up and around the peg. For the first one, you'll want to make sure to come to the bottom and just give a gentle tug on the wire to tighten it up. Now you're ready for the next stitch. Take the awl, place it against the wire on the bottom of the peg and pull it out. Grab the wire from underneath and pull it up, around and over the peg. And again, gently tug at that bottom wire. Now you're ready for the third one. Just like you did for the first 2, grab that bottom wire, pull it out, grab it underneath, and gently pull it up and over the peg, and pull from underneath. Last peg, same thing, up and over. Now after your first round, your design is going to be pretty messy, but that's okay because everything will right itself in a round or 2. Pull from the bottom just to make sure that everything is as tight as you can make it. Now you're ready to wrap around again. Put the tool back in your non-dominant hand and use your dominant hand to once again wrap the wire around the pegs. Notice how I'm rotating the tool rather than trying to wrap the wire around the pegs. Once I have 2 wraps on each peg, I'm ready to do my next row of knitting. I'll take my beading awl again and pull that bottom wire out, flush with the side of the tool, up and over the peg. Give a gentle tug and move to the next one. Take my beading awl, pull the bottom wire out, flush with the tool, up and over, and give a gentle tug at the bottom. Next one, pull out, up and over, the gentle tug at the bottom. Last one, pull it out, up and over, gentle tug at the bottom. So now I'm ready to wrap around one more time. You'll continue pulling the bottom loop out, up and over the peg all the way around and re-wrapping all of the pegs until your beaded wire rope is the length that you want. Once you've mastered the basic technique, you can add beads to the wire for a really beautiful design. When you're ready to add beads to the knitted design, start by sliding a bead down before you do the first wrap. Wrap the wire around the peg and slide another bead down. Wrap the wire around the next peg, slide a bead down. Wrap your wire around the third peg, slide a bead down, and wrap the wire around the last peg. Don't worry if your beads slip around a little bit, you can just move them back into place either with your fingers or with your awl. Now you'll continue knitting the way that you have been doing so far. So remember, you have one on top and one on the bottom. Pull the bottom out, up and over the peg and pull gently from the bottom, and then go on to the next one. And as you're doing this, your beads will lock into place. When you're ready to finish your design, make sure that you have enough wire stitches without beads that will comfortably fit inside of a necklace cone. Then pull out about 6 inches of wire and cut it from your working spool. Now what you can do is wrap the wire around each of the stitches to hold them together. You can do this either on the outside or the inside, it does not matter. Carefully, using the awl if you have to, pull each of those stitches up off of the peg. Pull your design out of the tool and set it aside. And very gently pull that wire, and you can see how those stitches are coming together. Make sure that you don't pull it too tight, but just tight enough to be able to grab all of those stitches into place. Next, take your necklace cone and thread it onto your wire, and pull your necklace cone down so the top of those stitches are hidden inside it. I like to add a bead to the very top of that necklace cone for a nice design element. Last, use your round nose pliers to make a wrapped loop on the top of the design.